The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you're having a wonderful week, and I'm excited to connect with you on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever you may be listening to the broadcast and enjoying this show. We're very honored and excited to be syndicated on several different channels and networks, and are excited to be meeting with you today. So we are going to talk about spring forward in business, finances, and life. Because I have discovered these are not mutually exclusive things, that as we spring forward and move forward in one area, it has a ripple effect in the others. So if we are moving forward in the area of business, we're going to also move forward in the area of finances, and we're going to move forward in life in general. If we're moving forward in life, it's going to have this beautiful ripple effect on these other areas too. So the exciting news in that is that we can spring forward in all of these areas that matter to us by taking steps in one or more of these areas today. So what our goal is today is to help you spring forward. We want this year to be the year that you move forward in those things that matter most to you. We have a focus on the business side of things, on the finance side of things today, because we find that that's an area people get held back or stuck, particularly in the areas of follow-up and invisibility. And so we're going to talk about those things, because when we increase our follow-up skills, when we increase our visibility, we increase the impact we're having out there in our life, how we're growing our business, and we're able to move forward in the areas of life that matter to us. Now, I want you to hear that all of these areas, when we focus on moving forward in business, it helps us move forward in life. When we focus on moving forward in our finances and our relationship with money, that's going to help us in business. It's going to help us in life move forward the things that matter to us. And when we tune up our skills around following up, doing what we said we were going to do. In the business side of things, when we focus on following up with our prospects, building a rapport and relationship, that's going to increase our business. And there's an ease and a system in the ways that you can do this in your life. So those are the types of things we're going to be talking about today, because I want this spring to move you forward, not just in 2016, but beyond 2016, 2017, and beyond. What you're going to hear today, the resources that are going to be made available to you, will help you do that so that you are equipped and empowered as you move forward in life. So let's take a moment to take a breath together. We rush around in life so much, and I want you to really be in a space that you can receive and hear as we equip and empower you today to spring forward. So let's take a breath. A really big one. Wonderful. And those of you who are driving, please stay safe, both hands on the wheels, no texting and driving, stay alert, but just tune inward a little bit more, with a little more of a listening ear to what we're going to share with you today. And here's a tip to get the most out of our time together today, because you said yes to investing in yourself, that this time you're going to lean in and listen and receive information that's going to support you. So here's how you can use our time together. As we focus in and we take a moment to listen, I encourage you to do that with us. Don't get sidetracked on texting, email until we start talking again. Take a moment to really listen and receive information. When we go to our commercial breaks, I encourage you to take those 2-minute windows to breathe, to process what's been shared with you and receive information. And I encourage you to listen to the commercials. There's actually great information there about our sponsors and about upcoming programs and about resources that can really support you. And these are organizations and individuals that believe in you. They believe empowering women is absolutely important, and they want to support this type of work. So I encourage you to get to know them because they absolutely believe in you. So use those commercial breaks as pauses to listen and to receive, whether you're listening to the commercials or you're listening internally. And then when we come back to the next information segment, the next power-packed segment of the show, you'll have an opportunity to receive more information and then process. And then we'll come back to the next segment. And in the end of the show, we'll actually let you know how to access some free gifts and tools to support you. So make sure to stay on to the end. But I wanted to give you a roadmap of what to expect for today. So those of you who are able to really sit in and focus, I invite you to put both feet on the floor. Feel that chair supporting you. Take another beautiful deep belly breath. Wonderful. And blow out your mouth like through a straw. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head. We are bringing all of you in as you're doing those deep belly breaths. And here's a tip with this. Breathing like that, expanding your belly, breathing in, breathing out through your mouth like a straw, actually lowers your cortisol levels. So you're getting that as a bonus in today's show as well. Full service here. I want you to have all these tools to support you because we can have a lot of stress in our life. So deep breath again. And as we enter into this quiet space, I want to ask you a question. What is it that you need today? What will support you on your journey? Even on our show today, what is it that you need, that you want to be on the lookout for to receive today? We're bringing all of you in, mind, body, soul, and spirit, and just see what information you receive. One more breath. What is it that you need? And as you receive that information, come back into the room. I invite you to write it down. If we can keep top of mind what it is we need today, and then actually set that as our intention that we are going to be on the lookout for it, then we can recognize what it is we need and receive it as we go throughout our day. And I encourage you to build that practice in. And thank you for joining us today as we did that. And we took a moment to listen in to what it is that you need, what it is that was laid upon your heart to receive today. Beautiful. One more breath. Eyes open. Beautiful. And I have two amazing guests today I'm going to formally introduce in a little bit. But I wanted to take a moment for you to hear their heart and what was laid upon it as we got ready for our show today, and we took that moment to pause and listen. Shirlene, I was wondering what was laid upon your heart that you would like to share with us.
Well, I just am really hoping that I can get my message across. And the gift that came across my heart was that, yes, I will get my message across to the many who are out there waiting to hear it.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing your heart's desire and the affirmation that you received. Really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
But let me take a moment to share what was laid upon my heart. And it's really a desire to serve all of you. I want to pour into all of you listeners to be filled to overflowing, that as you're taking this moment in the day to be equipped and empowered, particularly in the areas of business, finance, and life, that we are able to provide information to serve and support you so that you can go out there and shine. That is my heart's desire, and to hold the space and receive information to bring to all of you. So I'm really excited to have Shirlene and Debbie joining me today, and in a sense uniting our hearts to serve all of you in these areas, because I find business and finance can be stressful for people, and we want to, that's why we started with our deep breathing. We want to really bring information, bust myths, and empower you in these areas. Wonderful. Great. But here's what I would like to do is I wanted to share just a little bit of a background of Shirlene, because when we come back from our commercial break, we are going to go ahead and interview her. So I wanted to give you a moment to get excited about who she is and think about questions you may have, because there's an opportunity for you to send us an email with your question or call in as well. Oh, and it looks like I got a message that, Debbie, are you connected again?
I'm here.
Fabulous. So I just wanted to give you a moment to see if you had something laid upon your heart during our meditation. We have just about a minute.
Well, I was disconnected, so I wasn't part of it, but I just love to share that for me, the whole thing about springing forward in your life and your business is just a beautiful concept, and I'm all about ease and grace in my life, and that was my intention that came up as I listened earlier to one of your programs. So for me, it's trusting in faith and having faith that we're in the right place at the right time and everything's happening perfectly, for our best good and on our highest behalf. So.
Beautiful. And we echo that intention as we go out. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. So listeners, let me just give you a quick snapshot of Shirlene. She is an international speaker, a TV show executive producer and host of Maximize Your Wealth TV, a magazine publisher of Wealthy Women magazine, and she is passionate about expanding your visibility in life and business so you can maximize your wealth. So I'm excited to welcome you to the show, Shirlene. Welcome. Ta-da. Glad to have you.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm really excited to be here with you. And I love the message that you shared at the beginning of your show. It's just so awesome on how you actually bring people in to the discussion of business and finance. It's not an easy one sometimes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And as we go to our commercial break here, I invite you to think about what are some of the questions you have about visibility. And when we come back, we will enter into that deeper discussion. We look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you took a moment during that break to think about what is it that my intention is, and what is it that I'm looking for support in, or I'm curious about business and finances and visibility. These are all great subjects that we're going to be talking about today. And here's a tip for those of you who do have some questions. I invite you to email them in. We've had quite a few people calling in, and it can get a little difficult to get through as quickly as you would like. So I encourage you to go ahead and send us an email if you have a question for myself or any of our guests today. We would love to work it into the show and share the information with you that you're looking for. And you can simply send that to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Again, that's Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com, and we will go ahead and field those questions, and I'll bring them onto the show. So don't worry, we will be checking my email throughout the show, and we'll be happy to work your question in, and that way you don't have to worry about being on hold and waiting with anticipation to have your question on air. Oh, we're excited to have so many people interested in participating on our shows today. Oh, I had mentioned before our break that we were going to be talking with Shirlene Reeves, and I had shared a little bit of her bio and background, and I wanted to just do a quick warm welcome to the amazing Shirlene Reeves. So would you lean in energetically and physically with me as we warmly welcome the amazing Shirlene Reeves to the show. Welcome!
Dun, da, da, da. I felt that. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Good. I feel like let's always start the conversation on a high place. I love it.
Definitely.
Now, Shirlene, I am privileged and honored to call you a friend and to know your heart and some of the things. I know I don't know everything, but some of the things that you are doing and bringing forth. And this visibility thing is a really, really huge passion of yours, and helping people maximize their wealth and empower them in visibility and increasing their wealth. Do you mind sharing why that work is so personally important?
I'd love to share that with you. The reason that I started it is because we all seem to network within our own little communities. And it's really hard to make money that way. Have you noticed? Maybe not you, Rebecca, but many of them. And what happened is that we kind of all circulate the same money around, and we all have these valuable programs. And some of us have even traded because, you know, people can't afford to do every program, but they really enhance their ability to perform a service for people because they've worked with each other so much. And so a spirit just said to me one day, we need to get out of our own backyard. We need to play a much bigger game. And if we're not massively visible, how is anybody going to know who we are? And that's why I started on the campaign of massive visibility for massive income.
Thank you for sharing. I love that. And you are absolutely right. When I travel around, I do a lot of traveling and speaking. One of the questions I'll ask from stage is how many of you have a desire to make a positive difference in the world and really share your gifts? And almost everyone raises their hands. Then the second question I ask is how many of you feel like if people only knew, almost like you're the best kept secret, like you could make a change in people's lives if they only knew how you could help. And most of them raise their hands again. And what I love to lovingly inform them is if you're feeling like the best kept secret, then you have the opportunity to change that. We have to take responsibility for letting people know who we are and how we can help the world and being massively visible. No one else can do it for us. We have to lead that. So I really support the work that you're doing because you're creating that awareness and you're creating platforms to help people do that very thing so they don't have to do it all on their own. So beautiful, beautiful work. I love it.
That's exactly right, Rebecca. And if there is no platform, how can they get their message out? There's just no way to do that. And at the time that I started, there was absolutely no platform. And there were no celebrity guest experts to be interviewed either. So it was a really, what do I want to say, a desolate area, sort of a niche that I got lucky enough to jump into.
Well, I love it because you saw a need and you're like, you know what, I can help with this and I'm willing to. So I applaud that and I celebrate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. We all can see opportunities and we can see needs, but we don't always step forward, and I can be part of the solution and create that. And you've done that. And I just, again, appreciate that. And I know you have an exciting announcement tied to this very thing that I'm thinking, do I want to share it? I want you to share it. Do you mind sharing what it is that you are launching?
I am so excited, Rebecca, and I'm so excited to be a part of your network also. Because for the same purposes, I decided to really step up and have a TV show. And it's amazing how it's all come together because about 3 months ago, I moved from Northern California to San Diego, and I really had no idea why I was moving here, except that all the global difference makers are in this area. And there's a few that are outside the area, but for the majority of them, they're here. And I've been working with them all my life in different ways. And now I have a new TV show called Maximize Your Wealth Now in Business, Finance, Family, and Lifestyle. And these global difference makers are coming on the show. And what I'm able to do is take individuals who are unknown and have a really good handle on what it is they want to do with their message and their mission and put them on the show with the global difference makers. And it brings them up a tremendous level almost immediately just because who they're on with is already known by so many. So it helps the global difference makers and the individuals coming on the show.
I love this. So listeners, I want you to, say the title again.
Maximize Your Wealth Now TV.
Exactly.
And it's in business, finance, family, and lifestyle.
Beautiful. So I wanted them to hear that again because it's a well-rounded approach because all of those things fit into wealth. It's not just dollars. And that you've created this platform to help bring global difference makers to the world and those who want to walk beside them and make a global difference, that you're bringing them into this platform to make a difference around the world. And you make a difference in their lives and in the lives of people who will be receiving your beautiful show. Now, this show is going to be on empoweredconnectionstv.com, which is a channel that's all about bringing positive and transformational messages to the world. And that's exactly what your show is about. So we're honored to have it. And I believe it's on a weekly basis, correct?
Yes, on Wednesday mornings. And I'm just so excited I'm beside myself.
Now, tell us the significance of this coming Wednesday then tied into this. So it'll be your first show that you're sharing with us and
it's my birthday on top of that. So it's a nice birthday gift. And I get to introduce this wonderful little grandmother who is known by millions around the world, and she is Halise Sparky Bridges, and she wrote one of the first chapters in Chicken Soup for the Soul. Do you remember that, Rebecca?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Beautiful.
Yes, and she came up with Who I Am Makes a Difference. And there wasn't just, it was only maybe a month and a half ago, no, wait a minute, it's January, that we did a huge event here in Oceanside about bullying in the schools. And we were so fortunate because we had gang leaders stand up and say, now that I see how this hurts others, I'll never do it again. She is an amazing woman, and she has such a phenomenal message.
I can't wait to see your first show. Thank you for giving us a sneak peek.
Yes.
And what a way to let us celebrate your birthday with you. So those of you, and I hope all of you, tuning in to watch Shirlene's amazing show, that you'll be sending her a birthday wish too, and let her know. What a birthday gift. Let her know how the show has touched your heart. What a gift that would be as she's celebrating.
Can I share about our second guest? We have two guests on the show. And
I would love that, but we have just about a minute. So if you can share it in about 30 seconds to a minute, we'll be perfect.
I can do that. Okay. The second person on our show to compliment Sparky is Empress Iris Stallworth-Grayling. And I'm really excited about having her because she talks about joy. And many of us know Empress Iris, and she shares about how joy supports us in inner guidance, and she gives us some amazing little tips that I know you're all going to want to hear because you can put it into practice today, right now. So I look forward to people tuning in.
Our local Empress Iris, the joyologist.
Yes, exactly.
Love
Thank you
it.
for letting me get that in there.
Absolutely. And we do have a question actually from one of our listeners that I'm going to be sharing a little bit later in the show because we do have our commercial break coming up. But as we go into our commercial break, do you mind sharing what your amazing gift is that you're sharing with our listeners today?
Oh, I would love to. One of the things that I want to do on the show is teach the easy steps for finance. I'm a certified financial educator, and the book that I'm offering you for free, Maximize Your Wealth Now, has those 5 easy steps in it. And each thing you can do today, something that will change your life miraculously today with your financial picture.
Beautiful. So make sure to listen to the end, and we will let you know how to access this beautiful gift that Shirlene is making available that you can start today to really shift your relationship with money and to move forward in that area. So beautiful, beautiful gift. Thank you very much for making that available. And listeners, as we go into our next break, my goodness, our second commercial break here, take a moment to pause, breathe, and listen in what it is that you need today. And if you have a question you would like to send us, we would love to receive it, and we will open up the floor and bring those forward during our show a little bit later on. We will look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Age with Attitude TV is for the woman who does not see her future as a nice little old lady, but rather she sees herself living a bold, juicy, kick-ass second half. Now, if this is the life you want for your second 50, then Age with Attitude TV is for you. You'll find stories to inspire you, plus money and metabolism tips that really work. Check it all out at agewithattitude.tv, presented by Jan Rose Distel. Find us on voiceamerica.tv. And remember, it's never too late to create a life you love.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Tune in for Suzanne Ross and Lighten Up TV, evolutionary wellness for the body, mind, and spirit. Each episode features Suzanne and her amazing guests, including inspirational authors, speakers, wellness experts, and spiritual guides. This series is focused on achieving total well-being so that you can live well and love life. Visit lightenuptv.net to find out more. Lighten Up TV is presented by the Awakening Center, a nonprofit for those seeking a higher way of living and being. Don't miss out on living your best life now. Go to lightenuptv.net today.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you got an opportunity to take a deep breath during that break and think about what it is that you need today that you are actively choosing to lean into. And that's a key to living your life on purpose, is to take a moment and pause and assess and see what it is you need and lean in and make those choices breath by breath every day. So part of it, that's a secret to living your life on purpose, is paying attention to what it is that you need and making the choice to lean into that. Now, our next guest expert is just an amazing woman. She's accomplished so much in her life in the financial arena, and now is bringing her skills because she sees that we have this gap around following up. We don't quite know how to do that. We get a little bit overwhelmed, and then we lose opportunities. So let me share a little bit about her. Her name is Debbie Hoffman. She is a coach, a speaker, creator of Power Up Your Follow Up. She has over 20 years experience in the financial industry, both as someone that helps people on the investment side and as a director for Wall Street firms. She is the author of a forthcoming book, again sharing her signature system around following up, and is passionate about helping people sharpen their follow-up skills to strategically convert more prospects into new clients. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Debbie Hoffman to the show. Welcome.
It's great to be here, Rebecca. Thank you for that warm welcome.
You're so welcome, and I'm glad to have you. And I wanted to take a moment that you can share a little bit from your heart and why this area of follow-up and your passion for helping people, why is that personally so important to you?
Well, it's twofold. Part of it has to do with what you and Shirlene were talking about earlier, that people have gifts and they have a message to share, and they're the best kept secret. And one of the reasons is because they're not following up with people. They're not letting people know about what they offer. And it totally breaks my heart, Rebecca. And so my passion is to help entrepreneurs and sales professionals and people in the direct sales industry to be more confident and efficient with their follow, so they know what to do and how to do it, so that they can be in touch with more people and get their gifts out there, share their message, and make a huge impact in the world, which is what they're all looking to do. So I'm helping them to reach their dreams and their goals by helping them with follow-up, and this is what I'm so passionate about.
Thank you for sharing. I love that. You have part of the solution here. So we get the visibility going with Shirlene, and then we get the follow-up part where they're reinforcing and sharing who they are and what they do and how they can help so they can stop being the best kept secret. Wonderful. Thank you, Debbie.
Exactly. I know. It's very compatible with what Shirlene does. I was thinking the same thing.
I love it.
Awesome.
Now, one of the things that I see a lot of us doing out there in business is what they call networking, which is going to events or connecting with people, doing meetings where we're learning about each other, we're connecting around a business. So one of the things I find is people do a lot of networking and they'll go from event to event, but then they're not really generating income on that and they're kind of getting burned out. So can you share, because I know you know this, how can someone network less and earn more?
I love this topic so much because I see this happening. Like you said, people are running around from event to event to event. And what's happening, Rebecca, is those stacks of cards are piling up on their desks and they're not calling them. And part of it is because they're afraid there's fears and limiting beliefs that come up, which I help them through. The second is that there's this mistake that people make that if they don't think that that person would be a good client for them, they won't call them. And to me, my whole approach is about building relationships. Like you were saying, when you're networking and you're going to these events, it's about building relationships with people and finding out more about them and seeing how you can serve them. And they, in turn, will want to refer folks to you as well. So it's a whole different mindset. Most people go to networking events looking to sell and promote their stuff instead of looking to give and see how they can make a difference and contribute to the other person. And then it all comes back in spades. So the way people can network less and make more money is by following up with people quickly when they meet them, making it collaborative, giving to them, seeing how they can help, and then they're not going to have to go to all these events because they're going to have so many people that they're following up with and getting together with to get to know each other better.
Beautiful. And I love this paradigm shift because if we think about this, no one I know loves to be sold to. No one I know loves to go to a network event and have someone feel like someone's pushing their stuff on them. But it's refreshing when you meet someone at a networking event that you can connect with and you actually start to get to know each other. And there are ways you can both serve and support each other. And they actually become a resource to you versus someone you feel like is selling to you. But a critical part of that is the follow-up. And this is so beautiful because if you do it the way you're suggesting, where you're building the relationship, you're saying, you're following up, you're doing what you said you were going to do, you're providing the information, right? That you're going to start building quality with results versus quantity with no results. So I think it's really powerful. Thank you for sharing.
Beautifully said. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Now, how can preparation. Now here's another part of this networking thing. We go to events, we go to these different things, but we don't always have a plan or do prep work. So, and that can take time. So can you share with me if that's important and why and how can spending time preparing ahead of time really pay off on the bottom line? Does it really make that big of a difference?
Oh, my God. Preparation is like the biggest topic that I share with people because it's everything, Rebecca. Because when you go, before you do anything, whether it's going to a networking event or picking up the phone and calling a prospective client or prospective referral partner, or if you're going to a meeting to present what you do, everything takes preparation. So it's really important to know what you're going to say when people ask you questions. So when you go to an event and someone says, what do you do? Are you prepared with what you're going to say? And what I find is I ask people this question, and right away they get flustered, like they're moving around because they don't know what they're going to say because they're not prepared. And then they go on and on and on, and they hose you down, and then you check out. And so preparation is key to know what you're going to say, how you're going to deal with objections that come up in your business, how to ask powerful questions. What questions are you going to ask people to find out more about them and to see if they have a need for what you offer? when you go to a meeting and you're presenting, how are you going to present your information? Planning and preparation is the bottom line for every step in the follow-up process. And I'm a big proponent of that.
I love this. And listeners, this is not just for networking. This is for life. I was many years in the financial industry as well. And we need to have plans. We need to know where we're going and what we're trying to do and start to build the path there. It's the same thing with speakers. You know what you're going to be presenting and where you can help people, what it is that you're sharing with them and offering. It's really important as we go out there. It saves time and energy and missteps, just like what we did in the beginning of the show. We took a moment to pause, and it wasn't a very long moment, just a quick moment to check in and see what it is I need. Same thing with this preparation. What is it that I do? What is it that I'm sharing? And be able to articulate that, be able to know what you're looking for when you go there. It will help ease the path and create fewer missteps and get more streamlined results. That's the financial planner in me. I like that, the business planner, streamlined results, but you're in control of that. So I love how spending that time up front, getting those things clear will help you work more efficiently and get greater results. So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I know that you've put together an amazing gift. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
I would love to, Rebecca. I have created a free report, and it's called 4 Hot Tips to Power Up Your Follow-Up. And what you're going to learn from this report are things that you can implement right away to grow your business. You know, how to be a good listener, and what we were just talking about building connections and seeing how you can give to the other person and build relationships. And so when you have this report, you're going to have some tools that you might not have known about before that's going to help you streamline your follow-up process and end up getting more clients, which is the bottom line. And you'll also receive a weekly, very fun, graphically cute email with a very short follow-up tip. So it will keep it top of mind. I wanted to make follow-up fun, so there's a cute picture of kids along with doing something cute along with the follow-up tips. So it's about keeping it top of mind for everyone so that every week, Beautiful. Monday morning, they get a tip. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. So she's making it warm, friendly, and fun. Follow-up can be that way. It's about relationships. So beautiful. Thank you for the generous gift that you're making available. And listeners, what I'm actually going to do is we have a number of questions that have been emailed into us. And so normally during the closing segment, I share with you how to access the gifts, etc. So I'm actually going to share that now as we go into the commercial break so you can take action in the moment should you want to do that. But make sure you come back for exciting closing segment as we field live questions and give you real-time information. Here's how you access these amazing gifts that Shirlene and Debbie are generously making available to you. You go to Radio Gifts, and it's plural, so radiogifts.net. It's a net of gifts to support you on your journey. Radiogifts.net. You'll go to today's date, which is March 29th, and you enter in your name and email address so we can stay in touch, and then you choose the gifts from today or any of our shows that will support you on your journey. I encourage you to say yes, get that support in practical and profound ways, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you're having a great time with us today and that you did get an opportunity to check out our radio gifts page. It again is our way to equip and empower you. I want you to have tools and resources to support you on your journey. I want you to have the same access to the experts that I do, so that as you're going forward in life, you're knowing that you're not alone. You are empowered and equipped every step of the way. So I encourage you to say yes to those gifts that will powerfully support you on your journey. That's why they're there, is to really support you as you are stepping forward in your life and creating that ripple effect. As we step forward more in our lives and get empowered and get equipped, it creates this beautiful, positive ripple effect in the world out there. So I encourage you to lean into that and say yes to those things that will serve you in that. Now, I mentioned that we had a number of calls and we have a number of questions that have come through. So I wanted to open up the floor and share some of those. So the first question I'm going to field towards you, Shirlene, is from Dot Claire. And she wants to know, how do global difference makers have the opportunity to be on your show? How do you find them, and how do people get to be a part of your show?
Well, that's a really great question. Thank you for that, Dot. I am surrounded by them, as I said, down here, and my co-host on the show is Barbara Wainwright, and she's trained over 6,000 coaches, life coaches. So she is a part of the community down here, and it works so beautifully because she knows all the global difference makers, and she's introducing them to me. I'm actually going into a mastermind group for 2 days with them, which is going to be awesome. And they're dying to see the show, like so many others are, and to see Sparky on the show. And she's actually going to be advertised, the show's advertised on Channel 4 down here in San Diego. I wanted to let you know that, Rebecca.
Oh, super excited.
The answer is, I'm surrounded by them.
Well, and
they're coming to me.
A follow-up question, which I love. So you've created those relationships, built them, that attraction. So if somebody wanted to be featured on your show with one of these global difference makers, how does that work? Oh,
that's what they need to do is go to the audition link on my my website, and that's the one I gave you before. And all they have to do is go there and push the TV button. Underneath that, it'll say audition, and they can sign up to get on the show, and we'll talk to them on Skype before we get on, because it's not scripted, which makes it a lot more fun and a lot more entertaining. But we do want to know what the conversations are about. So they can just go and click the link and apply. Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm very excited about being on the news this way. So congratulations.
Yes.
And excited.
Too. Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's huge, huge. Now, I have a question that I actually wanted to field towards both of you. So both you, Shirlene, and you, Debbie, because I think both of you will have great insight on this. And this is from someone we were talking about earlier, which is the amazing Empress Iris, the joyologist. And she wanted to know, how can you tell when a potential client says not now, if they really mean this just isn't a fit, that they're not really interested, they're just trying to be nice, or if it really is a not now, it's in the future kind of thing. How can you tell the difference? Debbie, do you mind answering first?
I would love to. Well, it's all about asking very powerful questions to uncover what the real objection is. Sometimes people will say not now, but they really mean no, I'm not interested, and they're just trying to be polite. So you can ask them very, powerful probing questions, such as, would you mind, or I'm interested in knowing a little bit about why you're saying not now. Tell me more about that. Just say more. Share more with me what's going on. And you can also say or ask the question, if time wasn't an issue, is this something that you'd be interested in moving ahead with? So you can eliminate that objection by asking that question.
Perfect. And I love that, because it's not necessarily putting them on a spot. It's really this inquiry, this curiosity, so that you can help clarify. Because sometimes they don't even know if it's really a no or if it's truly a not now. And that's really powerful to help them gain that understanding. Beautiful.
Yeah. And the other quick thing to add to that, if they really are a no, not now, but they are interested, I always say, when would be a good time for us to reconnect, when the timing might be better for you? And they almost always say yes, and then I put it in my calendar to follow up with them.
I love that. And then you do the follow-up. Perfect.
Exactly.
Shirlene, how about you? What would you add to that?
Well, I do want to say that follow-up is very, very important. But I have a very simple question I ask. I don't really get into all that Debbie talked about. All I say is, well, is it no for now or no forever? And they give me the answer. If it's no forever, they're not my client. If it's no for now, then I ask them, when would you like me to follow up? And that's how, it's just a very simple exchange.
I love this, because I think we get all caught up and make it more complicated than it needs to be. And I think the more direct we can be in our sales conversations, the easier it is for people to determine if it's a yes or no. And both answers are good, but really determining if it is. And I think that's really powerful. Great. And we have one more question, and the answer will need to be in 30 seconds or less. But I want to make sure we have a moment to ask the question. And this is for you, Debbie. CJ, who is our forgiveness expert, said she recently came across an old list, many years old, of names, emails, etc. Can't quite remember when it was and how they met. What is the best way to follow up, or is it too late to follow up?
Never, ever, ever too late. If you don't remember where you met them, and I think also there was something about CJ's doing something different now. So you just call these people and just say, we met at a networking event, and I'd love to catch up and see how you're doing. I'm doing something new now. I'd love to share with you. When's a good time for us to chat? Just very simple. I know it's been a long time, but I came across your card, and I thought of you, and I wanted to reach out and find out how you're doing. Just really casual, very simple.
I love this. So the message I want everyone to hear is it's never too late to start a conversation, to start a relationship again, to share an update. But a tip I would add to that is as you're doing that, it's not a one-way conversation. Actually find out what's going on with them too, because we can get so focused on what we're sharing, we forget to listen and maybe ask the same questions that we would when we're building a relationship. So just a tip I would add on to that is as you are doing that and you're opening up that conversation, ask them what's going on too and start to build that relationship with this new connection. And I just want to thank both of you for being on the show today. I've really appreciated it and have enjoyed it. And listeners, thank you for being here, leaning into you and leaning into the opportunity to spring forward in a business and life. And as you go forth in the world, wherever you go, whatever you do, may you always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.